Slay the Stars is a 5th edition actual play and is the brainchild of 3 friends with one goal: to share an epic story with people who want to listen. Content warning, we do curse a bit, so if you're a child or that's not your thing, this might not be for you. We play by the rules, but we are not afraid to stretch them a bit for the sake of fun. And bad calls happen, and when they do, let's talk about it. Reach out on social media and start some discourse. We would love to hear from you, but please leave the negativity at the door. We want to form a community that's based in positivity and mutual enjoyment of this hobby that we all love. Now, let's begin our story.
Zamir, go ahead and roll your portents.
That's interesting portents. I've got a 19 and I've got a 7.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Dude, nice.
Those are some good portents. Zamira, your sleep comes fairly peacefully. You are exhausted from the day that you've had. The adrenaline finally leaving your body has put you into basically like a dreamless sleep, which you have not had in quite a long time, and you're thankful for it.
Yes.
Char.
Shit.
You're taking this first watch, and you're like, I'm glad I'm on first watch because there's no way I could sleep right now. I'm so exhausted. And then
meanwhile, Zem just conks out.
Yeah, Zem just passes out. You are sitting with your back up against this door, considering what's happened. And as the adrenaline starts to leave, you start to feel like really groggy, really tired as well. And just for a second, you sort of like put your head down. You don't close your eyes, but when you look back up, you see a woman sitting on the stone bench in the center of this area of the tombs. And she looks over towards you, and you know exactly who it is. She is tall, long blonde hair, kind smile, big bright eyes. She looks over towards you, Char, and says, "Not the tryst we were hoping for, was it?"
No, it was not. In fairness, though, that went about how I expected. Maybe a little worse. Maybe a little better.
You and your friends seem to have made it out unscathed, so I suppose that's good?
Yep. Yeah. Do you know what they were after?
No, but I have to say it was pretty exciting. It seems that somebody knows about the gifts I've given you.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody knew about that, though.
No. I didn't think so either. It's a little strange.
Yeah? Yeah?
But it is exciting.
I mean, it is. But they're after us now.
I know. I wish I could help more. My influence is not quite that strong.
This is beyond either of us now. Any little information that you know, I could gladly accept.
I can see what I can do. I can speak to the others who will communicate with me, but I don't suspect that any of them have a hand in this. None of my kind have influenced your world for quite some time, as far as I know.
Are they okay?
Yes, just busy in their own way. When you measure time in eons, it's, a rest could be 1,000 years in your time, and it's a blink of an eye for us.
What about X? Are they okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Carrying on.
Good. Yeah, that's good. That's what I wanted to hear. That's okay.
She stands up and walks towards you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Says, I am sorry.
I know. It's not your fault. It's something's going on and I don't know what it is. And I wish I did. But honestly, I am terrified. And I don't know what to do.
I wish I had more of an answer for you, but I do promise that no matter what happens, I'll be here to support you and help you in any way that I can.
I know. Is she gonna be okay? I don't know. I know why they were after me, but I don't know why they're after her.
Your friend has secrets, but I don't think she even knows them. But I'm glad that you have each other now. I think it's important that the two of you stay together for the foreseeable future until we all can figure out what this means, what's happening.
Do you know where we should go?
I don't.
I will always appreciate what you've done for me. I will. And I just hope I live long enough to figure out why.
I know why I chose you, Char. And it's the same reason that I will continue to choose you. I only hope that my influence is not the thing that causes your death, because that would destroy me.
Okay. He's just gonna kind of rest a little bit. Okay.
Whenever you open your eyes again, she's gone.
Again with the skipping out of. It's okay.
The rest of your watch goes over without an issue. There is a moment where you hear some people walking around outside, but nobody comes over to check the tomb area. And eventually it's time to wake up Zem.
Just very gently. Just Zem. And if she doesn't stir, it's just full on Zem, get the.
I feel like I sleep like the dead.
Jokes. We're gonna die.
Zamira, when you wake up, you feel like you could sleep for another 24 hours. You are exhausted, but eventually You force yourself awake. Char, you lay down to take your rest. Zamira, are you sitting up against the door? Are you near the windows? How are you taking your rest?
I'm going to sit up against the door. I'm going to open my dream journal, even though I didn't dream of anything, because it is part of my rituals in the morning. And I'm gonna note that I had no dreams just to keep up with everything else. I mean, that's just as important. But maybe doodle a little bit in the book.
Okay.
And go through what I managed to scavenge to kind of sort it out and see, like, take stock of what I have.
Okay. It is daylight now because of how late you all went to sleep. So you easily have enough light that's coming in through the windows that you can do these things. And you are starting to hear a little bit of activity outside. This is still not an area of the school grounds that is frequented. But there is the sound of goings on, people talking, people walking by. Towards the end of your time, while you're sketching in your book, you hear a man's voice outside say, "Has anybody tried to open this door?" And you hear another person say, "Oh, I mean, not that I know of, I haven't." He's like, "Well, I mean, if we're being thorough, this is the last place we can check at the grounds before we have to report back." And the two men start to walk over towards you. You can hear their voices are getting a little louder.
Okay.
Okay. You're just listening?
Mm-hmm.
No, the paper goes.
Okay.
If they get to a point where I can peek, because I'm sitting, so if I can safely peek through the window to see them, if I can determine which one is trying to open the door or get inside, I will cast Charm Person.
Okay.
But until then, I'm just hoping that they see the earth up against the door and are like, "Nah, there's no one in here. We can't do anything."
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the two men walk towards the door, and you see them both again wearing city guard uniforms.
Carb.
No, I specifically didn't say that. They walk towards the door, and the man in front pushes on the door, and then he's like, "Oh," and then he starts to pull on the door, and it's still stuck both ways. And they look down and they like kick the dirt a little bit and try to pull it, and they're like, "There can't be anybody in here. Like, the door is fused to the ground. Nobody's been in here for a long time." And the other man walks over to the side, and he goes to like peek in the windows at you. I would like for you to roll me a stealth check.
Do you have portents? How bad is it?
If I use my lower one, it's still better. So,
Shit.
God damn it. Yeah, we're gonna use portents. We're gonna use the 19. So that is a dirty 20.
Okay. You see him coming to look in the window, and you duck down and press yourself up against the wall, and he like looks in over.
Mission Impossible music starts kicking in.
Yeah. And you hear him say, "I don't see anything in there." And the other man's like, "I can't get this door open. It's probably fine." And they start to walk away. Char, while you were sleeping, you had a fitful night's rest. In your dreams, you saw over and over again the look on that man's face when you hit him with that spell, when it crackled throughout his body, the look of his skin as it rippled and burned with this like radiant energy, and him collapsing in front of you. And you still managed to get a restful sleep, but when you wake up, you can still see it, like it's burned into your retinas.
Just like wiping tears away. Just okay. We good? We good?
We're good. Are you good?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
And you both get your long rest.
Okay.
My plan is to discuss the plan with you.
This is the
never
content
change.
the listeners are here for.
Never change.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, if they're after us, and we only know that they're after us because of magic, where can we go to hide magic?
I don't know. But I don't know of a place that is possible, but I do know that we can't stay here, and I think we need to leave this city entirely.
Okay. So, do we go to... No, come back. Where's the map?
There's...
The next closest city is along the coast.
Ocean Guard?
Yes.
Okay.
You would go around the bay, and Ocean Guard is like across. Or you could take a boat across the bay.
Okay, so do we take a boat or do we walk?
I don't want to go back to those docks.
Okay, so not boat. Got it. Check.
I don't know how else we get out of the city, but I guess we skirt around the other side of the city. Unless we can find a boat randomly over here.
Do you really think there's just going to be a boat?
No, I really don't. But we can try to stop in. I mean, we need resources too. I don't have money. Do you have money?
Oh, you're being serious.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
All I have is the little bit from my mom.
Nope. I got it. I don't have any money either.
We can... Do we try to get money from her? From them? From your parents?
No, I don't. So they know about us. About things that we didn't think people would know. What would be the easiest thing?
None of this is easy. All of it's going to suck.
Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. So your mother would probably be an option.
So here's our choices. We are either going to need to steal and lie and cheat our way out of here, or we go to my mother who lies and steals and cheats her way out of everything else and get it from her. Either way...
Is there not an option? Okay.
I don't see one. Do you see one?
No.
We can't stay here forever. There were people at the door.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, while you were asleep, there were 2 guards that were at the door, and they tried to pull the door open, but they figured there couldn't be anyone in here because of the earth up against the door.
Lovely. Okay, I guess we're going to go see your mother.
God, this sucks so much.
Yes, I don't want this. I don't want this to be a thing.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, do you have a change of clothes? I think I got a cloak in my bag. I'll throw it over.
I have these.
I don't know what these are.
Well, I mean, you see what I have on?
Yes.
It's in black.
All right, just go with whatever's comfortable with this. I'll see if I can snag another cloak. God. Great. Gods.
So, like, black leather leggings and blouse.
And you look at Char, and it's just like monk garb.
Yeah.
Not anywhere close.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, how are you all getting to are you going, where are you going to find your mother? Let's start there.
So is today a weekday?
Yes.
Then she would be at work, so I would assume we're heading towards the offices where she works.
But she doesn't like
She doesn't
anything.
She likes money.
Yeah, but we don't have that.
I think in her way she might like me.
Okay, I mean, then you can do the talking. I'll find a corner.
Let's face it, that was always going to be the
I'm
situation.
aware. I just wanted it stated for the podcast. Very meta. I'm just going to come back.
Zamira, the store that your mother works at, the Astros Emporium, is located in the Castle District. Your mother and the organization that she works with are very influential, sought after. They have a hand at court. So, you and Char
Hi.
start making your way back into the city. But to do so, you have to pass through a gate because you are technically outside of the city when you are on the grounds. As you approach the grounds of the school, as you approach the gate, you do see that there are guards there standing at attention, and usually they're not paying as close of attention to people coming and going, but they seem to be watching the crowd.
I'm going to pull my cloak up. I'm just like, okay, I'm heavily going to try to not be seen.
I'm not comfortable with the amount of scrutiny that's happening right now.
Like, with the people listening to this, or between us?
I mean the guards at the gate.
Oh.
Guys, you're not making this easy on me editing this later.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's so many good jokes, right?
This is going to be such a shit show.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to take initiative. I'm just going to walk through and just hope to blend with the crowd.
All right. Roll me a stealth check. Char.
Occam's razor. Here we go. Not Occam's razor. Stealth.
I
12.
am having much more anxiety about this, but I'm going to follow Char's lead, and I'm going to pull my cloak up, and I'm not pulling the hood up.
Guidance, by the way. You're gonna, as long as you stay within 30 feet.
Thanks. I'm going to pull up, like, the collar part, because I don't want to put the hood up and look suspicious.
Don't look suspicious. Don't look suspicious.
So I'm going to just sort of try and find a larger crowd and get, like, in the middle of it as they're going through and sort of eyes forward. It's totally normal that I'm here right now kind of situation, so that's what I'm doing.
Go for it.
18?
What is with your stealth?
Okay. Char, you get even with the gate. You're like, oh, I think I'm going to make it. And one of the guards yells out, "Hey, you! Take the hood off. We're looking for some criminals."
How many guards are there? 2?
There's 2 on the ground that you can see, and there's 2 up above.
Which ones are yelling at me? The ones on the ground?
The ones on the ground are yelling at you. Zamira, they are not making it. People are still coming and going while they're stopping Char. They are letting you pass.
Alright, I'm gonna wait until she's safe and then, like, slowly remove the hood.
Okay.
Like, I'm just like, if you can get through, get through.
Okay. Zamira, you pass through. I'm imagining you're slowing down a little bit to sort of like monitor the situation, but don't look conspicuous.
I'm not. I'm going to keep going because I know that we have one shot, like, to get through all of this in the daytime, and I'm just trying to go get us some resources.
Okay. Okay. Char, as you pull your hood back.
As I'm doing that, I want to cast Domaturgy. Is there any buildings near me that have doors or windows?
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
Okay. You're pulling your hood back, and just as your red hair starts to peek out, he makes a beeline towards you. He doesn't say anything else, but he's trying not to make a large scene or to alert you that he's becoming aggressive. At the same time, you cast Thaumaturgy, and all the doors around you like blow open and slam, and he rips his vision away from you and looks around, and the other guards go quickly to attention. They're searching. The people all around you start freaking out, and some of them are running back out. The people who are already through start running in. It's kind of chaos in this moment.
Yeah, I'm going to just immediately try to dip into the crowd if I can and just book it.
Okay, one more chance at a stealth check, Char.
Significantly better. Thank you, Cthulhu. That sounded weird out of context.
Thank you, Cthulhu.
22.
You immediately blend into the crowd. You kind of scoot your way forward. You catch up with Zem eventually. You make it out. The chaos behind you is still going on, but the guards are starting to get their bearings, and you hear the man who was walking over towards you say, "Oh, where did he go? You let him go!" And they all start like yelling, and a couple of the other guards up at the top start coming down the sides. There's stairs on the opposite side of the wall. They run down and they start searching the crowd for you, but you've already passed through.
Okay, so we are in the city. Great. And he's going to give like a thumbs up and just like, great. However, we are going to have a lot of trouble getting back out of the city.
Can you turn your cloak inside out? Is it a different color on the inside?
Is it? I don't think it is. It's the whatever the monastery gave him.
No, it would be the same.
He'll turn it inside out sarcastically.
All right. Well, that is... Now you just look crazy, but whatever. Okay, so my mom's place, this way.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. To get through the city inconspicuously, I would like for one of you to roll survival with advantage, or both of you to roll survival. It is up to you what you would like to do.
Do you want to do one and one? Or do you want to do me do two or you do two? Are you survivalist?
I'm
That sounds like a no.
Proficient, but
I'll take two. I'll take two.
Wisdom, so...
I got it. I think that's going to be my luck for the rest of the session. That's a 19 and a 20.
Yeah.
So 25 and 24.
All right. So...
Thanks, Cthulhu.
Leah's going to steal all of our dice.
It is Char's turn to be the super special person with the crazy good rolls.
And also the crazy cloak.
Yeah. And you easily find a path along alleyways that will get you to the Astros Emporium without being seen by guards. Anytime you do come upon a guard, you're able to kind of skirt around them without being seen. And eventually, after a bit, you find yourself in front of the Emporium. What's the plan?
Okay, so I'm just going to slip in a little after you go and talk to your mother.
Okay. Does the storefront look normal? Like it always does? Same amount of traffic, no...
Yeah, everything here looks the same.
Oh, wait. I'm going to, patch on the shoulder. You have advantage on initiatives for your next roll if we have to do any kind of combat.
Okay. So I'm just going to go right in the front door.
Okay.
I'm going to count to 70. 1. 3.
Zamira, you open the front door and walk in, and the Astros Emporium is large. it's sort of a sprawling store with just rows and rows of different magic items, general weapons, interesting trinkets, clothing. Think of it like a department store, almost like what we would consider now. And you see in the center of the room, they have their like register area where people actually like trade and make their purchases. You see your mother standing there. She's having a conversation with an employee who is probably working one of the teller areas.
I'm going to go over to one of the trinket areas and pretend to be interested, like I'm shopping, but I am glancing constantly at my mom to see if she is available.
Okay. You eventually see her finish up with the employee. She has a stern look on her face, like she's probably reprimanding them about something. And then eventually she just sort of like rolls her eyes and, you know, tells them to get back to work. And then she heads out of the teller area and starts walking to the back of the store where you know that there is like a large curtained off area with a door where she would go back to where like the warehouse is.
I'm going to make my way back there, like back towards her. If I don't head her off going back there, I will slip behind her and to speak with her.
And Char walks in.
Okay. Char, when you walk in, what are you doing?
Finding a corner, and if I could pretend to look at stuff, I'm doing that.
Okay. Perfect. You walk over to the opposite corner from where Zem was, and you are in an area that is there. It is where they sell like clothing, but like nice clothing. So tuxes and nice dresses, things like that, because this is where like the windows are where they have their displays. Zem, you eventually make your way to the back, and your mom's just leisurely walking back there, so you easily can like take the outside route and head her off.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. And when you step out in front of her, she's not looking, she almost runs into you. She's like, "Oh, sorry." And her eyes go wide, and she's like, "What are you doing here?"
I need help.
Yeah, I would say so. People have been looking for you.
I know.
You can't be here.
I know.
She's like, "No, you don't understand." And she takes your arm, and she, like, hard. She's grabbing your arm. You can feel her nails digging into the other side of your arm. She's like, "No, you don't understand. You can't be here." And she's, like, pulling you back towards, like, the teller area.
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know, and I'm the last person you should be telling anything to about where you are going.
Well, I need money to get wherever it is that I'm going, and I have none.
Of course you need, that's the only time you ever come see me is when you need money.
Let's not get into that right now, Mother.
And she drags you over and kind of like shoves you over on the other side. She goes back behind the counter and she starts rooting around in what would be like a little lockbox under there. And she's scooping some money into a pouch. She ties it off. And you see the teller next to her is looking at her very strangely. And she throws the money over to you. And she turns around and looks at the other woman. And she's like, "Don't say a word." And the teller's just like, "Don't, just do my job." And she like goes over to her thing and she gives you the money, Zem, and she's like, "You need to leave now."
Good to see you as always, Mom. Great visit. Thank you, though, for the money, I guess.
Just be safe.
I am trying. I will do my best.
Go.
And I leave.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Okay. Zem, you walk out, and Char, you follow behind Zem. You're a little bit behind, and you see her mother, Dahlia. She sees you sort of following Zem out. She gives you a strange look, like she recognizes you, but like maybe not, because it's been a while since she's seen you.
Just like the downward head tilt. Just.
And then you see her leave the teller area and start walking back.
Like to the back room?
Yeah, to the back room, where she was headed before Zem headed her off.
Okay. Zem, we need to go. We need to go, like, now.
That's what I'm doing.
So we get outside, I guess. And nothing seems odd. No, like, rustling. No bustling. Great series of words there.
As you're standing there,
tussling.
if you guys are
Ooh, that's
taking,
another one.
are you taking a moment? Or are you just standing on the, or are you guys
We're
immediately leaving?
We're gonna keep going. I don't know about heading back the same way we are because I feel like it's too little time has passed, and I feel like they're gonna be on alert. So I don't know if there's any kind of guard change that we should take advantage of or whatever, but or maybe we just don't go out the same way we came in.
That could work.
I don't know. We're walking as we're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, back streets, back alleys.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Are you now looking to head directly out of the city, or are you going somewhere else in the city?
Do you think we should go to a tavern and kind of hole up for an hour or so just to like let things calm down, or should we just keep getting out of here?
I think because we were spotted, we should probably get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay.
But I don't know where to go or how to leave.
Well, out. I'm not really positive either. I think we need to go to Ocean Guard,
Okay. Yeah.
but I don't know if we want to make the journey on foot. Do we have God, do we steal horses? I feel like that's gonna get us killed.
I might know somebody with a horse or carriage, actually.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to head in that direction towards Gideon's shop.
Okay. So you head further into the city towards the harbor where the Fog Forge is, which is the area of the city where a lot of industrial practice happens, a lot of blacksmithing, as the name implies. And you eventually make it to Gideon's store. Char, how are you approaching this greeting?
Okay, I need you to just follow my lead. I'm going to apologize first, and then we're just probably going to be fine. We're going to be great. He's going to just get a hand. I would need. Can I have like 2 gold pieces for his trouble? 3 gold pieces, maybe. I don't know. It's just I don't.
Take the bag.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't spend the whole bag.
I'm not gonna. I know how money works, Zem.
You seem a little flustered. I'm just a little. Okay, just here.
There is about 40 gold pieces in that bag, by the way.
I'm gonna grab 3.
Okay. So, are you approaching his storefront from the store entry, or from the back where the forge entrance is?
Yeah.
Okay. So you come around to the back, Char, and you hear a ruckus, an argument happening. The forge is not currently working. You hear what sounds to be 2 men, and they're yelling.
Okay. If I listen in, do I hear what they're arguing about?
Okay. You get a little closer, and now that you are closer and listening, the 2 men who are yelling are not yelling at each other. They're yelling at a third person. They're saying things like, "We just need answers. We just need to know. This isn't what we're here to do." And then you hear like a crash, and they're smashing things in the store, destroying stuff. You know, where's the boy? Where is he?
At that point, he just freezes up. Where is his cart and horses? It's probably near, right?
Yeah, if you're approaching from the back where the employee enters the forge is, there is also what's like a carport, but for a carriage called.
Shed?
It's not really. It's just like a carport. It's just like an open air, like with a little roof that sticks out, where the carriage and the horse are both sort of parked there.
Okay. So if we start these horses,
It's a carriage house.
really? I learned something today. So if we start the horses to go, and they start pulling the cart and the horseshoes against the concrete, I'm assuming, how loud would that be?
With the amount of noise that is being made in the forge area, they might not even notice.
Okay. I'm going to take 4 gold leave them to like on the back, like where he keeps all like the saddling and all that stuff. Leave them there and try to get the horses to go without anybody noticing that I've taken the horses.
Okay, so you're gonna have to sneak up to here to do
Yes.
this. So I'm gonna need another stealth roll.
Guidance. 11 plus. Wait, why do I only have? Oh wait, that's your character, not mine. 15. God, always 15. Why is it always 15? Are
I
you
don't
okay?
I rolled a 4.
I don't think it matters yet.
all of my rolls today are terrible.
You're gonna have revenge at some point. It's gonna be awful.
Massive.
No, it's gonna be in the middle of a fight. I'm gonna crit you and kill you, and that's not what I want. I just
How's
want
it
somebody
going?
to see you.
How's it going? Not well.
Not well. I got my revenge. They're both dead. Podcast over.
Thanks for listening.
And Merry Christmas. Tell your friends.
Char, you sneak up to the back entrance, over to where the carriage and the horse are. You start untethering the horse, getting them hitched up to the cart. You can hear inside that these two men are starting to get really agitated, and they're making threats and, we don't want to have to do this, but we'll kill you, things like that. And then you hear Gideon in his low, grumbling voice. He says, "You have 10 seconds to leave my shop, or I will make you leave." So, Char, are you just taking the horses? The horse
I'm going to
and cart?
start the horses to go, and I'm just going to send them with them. Just like, all right, I need you to go. I'm going to catch up. Okay. I'm going to run the opposite way and look for real guards in city guard garb. I need to stop this. Please help. This is an addiction. So actual guards.
Okay. How are you going to tell them apart?
I'm not. I'm just really hoping for the best at this point, because if Gideon's dead, either it's going to be by these two, or we're all just going to get shit on it. But at least Zem's out of the way.
Okay. So, Zem, how much do you know about horses and carts and driving them?
I know so very much. That one time that we went to the candy store and
The one that didn't end up well?
where we wedged the cart, yeah. I know literally +0 about it.
Better than minus.
Okay. Zem, I would like for you to roll me an animal handling check.
What did you get?
A 16.
Huzzah! After almost dropping the
I
dice.
literally just spit all over myself trying to hold that laugh in.
Yeah, 16. You don't know anything about horses. But this horse is well trained. Gideon has done a good job, and he takes direction well. You sit in the driver's seat. Yeah.
I just imagine you pointing one direction and not going that way. Like, I need you to go to the right. And it just is like, no, it's left.
Trust me, bitch. We're going this way.
Yeah. I mean, you're not even really doing anything. You just are holding the reins, and the horse is guiding you like it knows where to go. You're a little concerned that Char's going to have no idea where you are, but you're on your way. Char, you head down towards the main street, and you look around, and you do see...
There's my charger.
You do see 2 guards that are standing outside of a building.
All right, I'm going to pick up a rock and throw it at one.
Okay. You throw the rock, and they kind of look towards you. They're like, "Oh, what's your problem, man?"
I'm going to take the hood off and flip them off.
They look,
And just start running the opposite way.
and they're like, all right. And they just take off and come chasing you because you threw a rock at them and flipped them off. Like, cops don't like that.
I hope not. It was like, just another Sunday evening over here.
Yeah, and...
Oh, wait, it's a weekday because your mom's working.
Yeah.
Just a normal Monday.
An average Tuesday.
And you hear them, they're behind you, and I'm assuming you're kind of trying to, like, slow your
Engage
pace
them,
a bit
yeah.
so that... And they're like, hey, we want to talk to you. What's your problem? Like, they just seem confused about what's happening, why you're taunting them.
Okay, so gonna jump through one of the open windows at the shop because there's like the hallway and then there's the other hallway. Like it's a T hallway.
Yes.
And then on one of them that goes into the forge is where I'm going to jump through the window and try to lead them into the building. And I'm really hoping they're not like the bad guards. Because if they are, we're dead anyway.
Okay. 2 things. I need you to roll me a percentile.
Oh, shit.
Do you have one?
I do, actually.
Okay.
Where is the other one?
If you didn't, I would be really disappointed in you.
7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even joking.
That's either amazing or the worst news ever. Like Revenge Starts Now style.
I hope we're playing by Cthulhu rules.
Char, you also roll me an acrobatics check.
Right. 21.
Okay. You dive through this window, barely touching the ground, and you start just immediately getting into a run to go out the other window. The guards are confused. The 2 men in the store, they don't even hear you. They're so busy breaking things. You glance over towards Gideon, and he noticed you.
There's just like a confused recognition on Char's face, but he doesn't stop to do anything else with it.
Gideon looks at you with this almost like, you son of a bitch. That's the look he gives you. And you dive through the window on the opposite side, and the guards stop at the window. They're like, what? Where'd he go? And they run around to the front of the building and come in. And you hear them. They see the 2 men who are also dressed as city guards who are ransacking this store. And they walk in, they're like, what's going on? And the 2 men are like, oh, this is guard business. And they're like, we're the guards. And there's like a loud altercations now happening between the 4 of them. And you just hear Gideon, take it to the street.
All right. At that point, I'm looking for horse tracks to follow.
Okay. She didn't get that far in that amount of time. So, DC not too high. Make me a survival check.
20-something.
Yeah.
Math.
You are quick and able to follow these tracks. No issue. Eventually, you don't even make the cart stop. You just hop up while it's moving. Zem, you are rejoined by Char, who is very out of breath.
Okay, so everything's good. I think we're okay. How are the horses? Is there single horses? One horse. How's the horse?
I mean,
They're great.
I didn't really look. I just got on and went. All right. You want to jump up here?
Yeah, I can do that. I didn't. He was just running alongside the cart.
Yeah.
Just a brisk jog. Hi, how you doing?
Okay. The horse is taking you, if you are looking at a map of Saltspire, there are 4 roads that lead out of the city. And the horse is taking you to if you're counting up from the bottom, the 2nd road, the one closest to the castle district that heads.
So the one like horizontally from Chalk Place?
Yes.
Okay.
The horse seems to know the way.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll drive. If you want to get in the back, do you have some kind of illusion magic that you can use?
I don't. I really don't.
Great.
I can charm others. I mean, I can minor. Can I minor illusion my own hair? It says a sound or an image of an object within range.
So I feel like you could do this, but I don't feel like it would be, so it wouldn't be like a disguise, right? It would be like your hair in this very static image, a different color.
And that's like, I just want to, like, a passing glance. Basically, I have nothing else, and this is like my best chance.
Yeah.
So I would like to minor illusion my hair into like a brown shade.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so I'm keeping my cloak up over my head.
Okay.
I feel like there was something else I had in my brain. And Zem, can you see what's in the back? If there's anything on the cart.
Yeah, I will look around.
Is that a 20?
It's a nat 20.
I'm going to throw that dice out of the game.
Listen, I've been using different dice the whole time.
I have it.
This one is like all covered in stars and glitter, and it just felt right.
You search around in the back of the cart, and you find some, what looks to be like rebar, we would call it, long shafts of iron that was probably going to be worked into swords or something like that. You find some coal that is back there under a tarp. And oops, sorry, go ahead.
If there's coal back here and I can smash it, I'll just turn my hair other colors using the coal
Oh,
instead.
hell yeah. Can I want in on
Absolutely do
that.
Yeah.
You're gonna 101 Dalmatians
So,
this.
100%.
yes!
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and I'm going to like coat my hair as best as possible. And then I'm just going to stick my hands out and like ruffle his hair and not even tell him that that's what's happening. Like pull his cloak down and, do that.
Okay. So, how do you react to having your hair all ruffled with coal dust? Beautiful.
It's the best disguise I can do for us right now.
That's fine. It's great.
Don't touch it. You're going to get...
Oh, my eyes.
He now, there's just like coal streaks down Char's face because he's been like touching his face.
Well, it works for the disguise.
I'm glad you think
Disguisey. Yeah.
I'm glad you think so.
But aside from the iron bars, I don't know what else to call them, and the coal, you don't see anything else back here. You are making your way through the city. Nobody's really taking a second glance at you. You just look like, a couple urchins doing your job for the day, covered in coal dirt. When you make it to the gate finally, you see that there are quite a few guards on this gate. This is the main gate into the city because this is the one closest to the castle district. And the guards...
Damn it, horse.
Pause.
I would like for you guys to roll deception checks.
Oh, that's...
Oh, no. I'm taking the guidance.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh,
18.
Deception?
I rolled double 18s.
That's not good.
They had disadvantage.
13.
18.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It was my disguise. Can't he get an advantage?
We're dead.
So, no, the only reason I gave you one roll was because you had the stuff. And they did have disadvantage. Just so happened. This is the karmic moment I've
Wait a
been
minute.
waiting
You
for.
can portents other people's rolls. Purchase level 7.
Do you still have your other roll?
Yeah, you had a 19 and a 7 for the day.
Hold on.
And you used your 19.
You used your 19.
I did use my 19, so yeah, they rolled a 7.
I like how I know.
I thought I had the 19 left. All of those times that all of my DMs have ever legendary actioned me, I feel justified in this moment saying that you rolled a 7.
I'm one of those DMs.
Yes, you are. With love, you rolled a 7.
With love, fuck you.
Yeah.
Guys,
I love you very much.
I finally
Fuck off.
had My NPCs finally had their moment. They rolled dueling 18s on a disadvantage check. But they rolled a 7.
This is my favorite thing ever. You
Your
had your revenge. It was just so quickly just...
I hate this game.
I think she might actually cry.
I hate this game. So...
I'll be honest, I wouldn't care if I knew how to get out of this situation, which I do not know how to get out of this situation.
Zamira,
Go fuck yourself.
you all
Yes, we're
are...
still recording.
You're riding through the gate on this cart, and you can see Char is being a little twitchy, right? He's paranoid because the last time you guys went through gate, he got caught, and this one's there's even more guards here. It's hard to even count because they're kind of like moving in and out of the crowd, but there's probably at least a dozen that could make eyes on you at any given moment. And you hear somebody yell out, "Check those two with the cart!" And you know they're talking about you. And there's this moment where you're just like, no. And you hear him say, they're just working. They have like coal and iron. It's nothing. And he's like, oh, okay, just let them go. They're not the ones. And they keep moving.
There's just Char in the front with like full open wide eyes, just don't do anything.
You need to chill out a little bit.
I am trying.
Unclench.
Which part?
All of it.
And
See, no.
you ride out of the gate on this cart. It takes literally you get like 20 minutes down the road, far out of eyeshot of these guards before Char finally exhales.
I'm gonna fall over in the cart. Like, oh my god! Oh my god!
I can't believe that worked. How did that work?
Oh my god.
We should have died.
We might still keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
And we keep going.
So you are at the mid but also southern part of this peninsula. You have to go up and around the bay and south there to get on the opposing side where Ocean Guard is. So you are heading northeast out of the city. And at this point, it's late afternoon because, I mean, you guys slept pretty late and you've done quite a bit of traveling in and around the city. What are you guys discussing? This has been a lot over the past couple days. What is your plan from here? And it's going to take you 2, maybe 3 days to get to Ocean Guard traveling around the bay in this way. So
I know you mentioned it earlier, but who was this teacher that you had?
Dalius?
Yeah, what was he teaching? Was he like the head professor, like specialistic? Some kind of specialist? Clearly I can words.
His specialty is divination, which I happen to be good at. I happen to be good at a lot of magic, though. But the thing is, with divination, most people don't take it seriously. So I got quite a bit of ridicule whenever I started to work more closely with Dalius. But it's fascinating to me. There's a lot of different methods to it. I have this he gave me right before I left. It's called a pendulum, and I'm gonna take the pendulum off of my neck and hand it to Char to like just kind of take a look at. I don't know if you're actually gonna take it from me or not, but
yeah, 100%. He's curious, just not to the extent that like you are.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see down here, but here's a really cool piece. See these runes like etched into the side?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what it says. Nobody that I've ever met has any idea what this says.
Well, I don't know this language, right?
Sure, you take it and you're turning it over in your hand. And at first glance, you have no idea. But you hear a voice whispering in your ear that just says, look closer. And as you're watching, it's not that they shift or move, but they just start to make sense to you. And so this pendulum has, how many sides would it have? It has 4? Because it comes down to a point at the bottom.
I think it's 6.
You have 6?
6, yeah. 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay. You're looking at this and you see that the rune sequence on each side is the same. And there are 4 runes. And they say past, present, future. And then the last one doesn't make sense to you? You're having a hard time reading it.
Okay, so just to confirm, it's not that it's a language at all that I understand. It's just, for some reason, this makes sense to me.
It is celestial,
Ooh.
but you wouldn't know it as that.
Right. No. I
Yeah.
mean, is it like a language thing or a divinity thing?
Yeah, this is something that you are understanding because of your connection to a goddess.
Yeah, so this is just like a really cool piece that Dahlia sees. He's hit or miss, and I don't mean to be braggy about this, but it usually responds to me, although sometimes it gives me the stupidest answers.
Maybe that's because one of the sides doesn't make sense?
Ooh, none of it makes sense.
No. Yeah, it does.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he like points to it. He's like, that says past, present, and future, like each side. The only one I don't know is the last one. What?
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Where have you been for the last 2 years?
Yeah. I was in the garden for a while, and then I was on my own.
So, Zamira, you would know that the garden is the name given to the large monastery that is near Saltspire, but also not in the city.
Okay. What?
Wait, so you're telling me that none of this makes sense to you?
No, I can't read this. This isn't a language that I've ever seen, and I haven't seen it in any of the books that I've been able to look at. Although, to be fair, that library is... it's massive. Like, I've not been even down all the hallways in it yet.
Wow. Our training was just getting hit in the face.
Yeah, no one ever struck me, or I would strike them back.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Not that it would do much good, but...
I mean, still, it's the what is it called? The metaphor of the purpose or something? I don't know.
Yes.
But that's not... Okay, yeah, and he's going to take the necklace off and hand it to you. I've been around.
Well, that sounds delightfully slutty.
No.
I'm gonna take the necklace and look at it. This is vaguely familiar, but I don't know why.
The symbol is reminding you very much of what you saw on the man's hand in your dream. And there's a moment that like your breath catches whenever you feel it, almost like you're being shunted back to that moment. And you know that's where you've seen it from.
Oh my god.
I thought it was cool.
It is, but I have seen this.
Wait, where? Because I've never seen it before I got it.
No, I've seen this.
Want to elaborate on that, or... Because I don't understand.
The night before everything, do you remember when we were young and just weird stuff would happen?
Yeah, most nights.
So I get dreams that frequently point towards things that happen or come true. It's part of why I'm so interested in divination magic, but I dreamt about being in a river, which wasn't unusual, and looking up at the stars, which also wasn't really all that unusual. But in the river, while I was watching the stars, the current started to sweep me away, and it was terrifying. I thought I was gonna be lost, and as I started to panic, a hand reached out, and this symbol was on the hand.
Like on the hand? He's going to look down at his hands. Like, there's no symbol, right? Just randomly? Okay.
Nope.
And then a voice told me to submit. So I don't know what it means. I started to tell Dalius about it. I put it in my dream journal, but I haven't had time because immediately after, all of this insanity has ensued and I have not had time to research. And I couldn't really get a clear look at the symbol, but I'm positive that this is it. I don't.
So you have no idea what it is?
No, and I don't know what it means that I've seen it.
And Dalius didn't know what it meant.
He suggested I talk to one of the professors that are more religiously inclined, but I didn't have time for that.
That's fair.
And we don't really mix well.
Why? Because of the divination thing?
Yeah, they're very pretentious about their magics, and there's not a whole lot of crossover.
Yeah, I can see that.
That, and I think that, one of the ways to divine magic is to put yourself in a state of altered awareness.
Drugs. You're talking about drugs.
Yeah. Don't get judgy. It works.
I don't care what you do. I mean, maybe a little bit. It's just, I don't know. I don't remember you having any interest in that stuff before.
I wasn't until I could see stuff with it.
I'm just going to run past that.
That's their reaction too. See, you're being judgy.
I'm not trying to be. It's... Okay. So I don't know why I can read that. And if I were to guess, I'm positive that I cannot be the only one that understands that.
But where did you get this? And I'm holding your necklace up again.
But that came from a very... Okay, I was in a bad place. I left the garden some time ago.
Okay.
And you know how you could randomly see like a country mile in the dark?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's blessings from higher beings. Much like you can see the future, I just have to trust that my future is taken care of in a different way.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to hand you your necklace back, and I'm not picking up on what you're putting down. So I'm just going to be a little like, if you don't want to tell me, it's fine, but you
gods,
can...
Zamira, gods.
Are you like you don't have to make fun of me.
Char has a charisma of just the least charismatic person in the world that you can imagine. He was being completely serious right now. I think your passive insight is better than anything I could physically roll.
I mean, it's a 12.
I'd have to roll in the upper 15s.
So
You know him well enough to know that he's not lying.
but it's just impossible. It's just impossible.
Right, so is seeing into the future.
That's just divination wizard stuff. Like, I don't know. Everyone can do it. People do it with tea leaves. I can brew you a cup right now. It's actually mint tea. It's really good if you want some.
I will always be okay with tea. But when you have been, it's almost like you can see events before they happen. This entire adrenaline run that we've been on since we were almost murdered.
Oh my God, we were almost murdered.
Yeah, we're going to unpack that later. You have seemed to know, even if you weren't the one guiding it, been able to put yourself into a situation where you were on the path of least resistance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just never really stopped to think about it, but I do get lucky that way a lot.
How is no one seeing that this is a thing, though?
You're talking about a lot of scholars who want proof and tangible evidence of things. I'm sorry, so you're just telling me, hold on. I need to. So
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy and like have the wind kind of blow around the cart.
This happens.
So you're telling me, wait a minute. So you're telling me, holy shit.
That's a little bit offensive, but okay.
That's not what I need a second. I'm gonna, and
No,
then
you're
I'm
good.
just gonna,
I'm just going to
I'm
keep
gonna
driving. That's fine.
hand you your necklace back and I'm gonna sit with this for a minute. Just for a minute.
Why don't you ask the pendulum what comes next?
Okay.
I'll leave you alone. I'm sorry.
I will, but we should really not be in a rocking carriage.
Do you want to stop now or
No,
okay.
let's keep going. I want to put some distance, like when we stop to rest, I will pull out the pendulum. And then, like, speaking of, I'm gonna put it back on and I'm gonna tuck it back into my shirt.
So I don't want to push the horse too hard on the trip. I want to keep him as reserved as possible.
Yeah.
So whenever that line would stop, but when he's starting to get tired, when he needs fed,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you
he
guys...
or she, which one? They.
He.
Whenever they need fed, it's fine.
So, you guys get a couple hours down the road. It's starting to get mid-evening, maybe 6, 7 p.m. Sun's starting to go down. It's probably a good time to find a spot to camp for the night. Is your plan to... How are you guys camping for the night? What supplies do you have? Are you guys sleeping in the cart? What are you guys doing?
Is there like a forest? I know we're on the coast. I don't know if there's like a place we can pull off and at least not like ride the cart into the woods, but like kind of put it on the edge where we can kind of obscure it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should sleep in the cart, and I also want to cast alarm. So really, we can probably just both long rest without, because it should wake me up, and then I can wake you up.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna see if I can scavenge some like apples or something like in the forest if there is any.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go too far, just enough.
Okay. Roll me nature, survival, something like that.
So
Oh shit, biscuits. Natural 1.
You find poisoned apples.
yeah.
But you don't know.
Damn it, Snow White.
No, I mean, there's just not a lot to be had here. The vegetation is pretty sparse because you are this close to the coast. And you don't find anything in the way of food here.
Dang it. I gotta come back to the horse. Sorry, buddy.
What did you say you were doing, Zem?
So if I could have cast Find Familiar, I would have.
Okay.
And then I would like to use the pendulum once we've made camp and like we're kind of settled and.
Okay. So we'll say for sake of the narrative, you cast Find Familiar while Char is out attempting to gather apples. And Char, when you come back, you see that Zamira has sort of set up an area on like a large flat rock where she has in front of her some like incense and things like that for the spells she's working. And you see fluttering around her is a large green Luna moth.
What? Was that always there? Was it always there? I don't think it was always there.
No, this is Torah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the ritual. Hi, Torah.
And she'll come over and like flutter in your face and then come back to me.
Okay. Neat.
I don't really know why one of the classes we had, we all learned this Find Familiar spell. And everyone got these cats and bats and rats and stuff like that. And I got a moth and I love her.
I can tell.
She is sarcastic and mean, but, you know, in the best way.
As Zem says that, Cora comes over and starts like fluttering all around her head.
See what I mean?
Yep, I can see that. I am going to let you have your ritual time. I'm going to... Yep. It just walks off.
Zem, you sit down with your pendulum and you finally have a chance to really like focus on it again for a second time. And the runes still make absolutely no sense to you. You're not sure whether or not you believe that Char can actually read these. He seemed very sure of it. But it's weird to you that the professors at your school couldn't read this, and he could. And it's one of the few things from his story of like the gods and stuff that really like gives you pause. And so please roll me you're using intelligence for this?
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence check.
Um, 21.
Damn.
I rolled an 18.
These are good rolls.
I am not looking forward to the repercussions of us.
Listen, there's two of us. We need these good rolls.
So, you have, 3 questions?
My first question is, are there gods present on this plane with us right now? Are there any? Are there any gods present with us in this plane right now?
It starts to say no. Back and forth. No. Side to side.
Does your inscription indicate past, present, future?
It starts to nod up and down. Yes.
Holy shit. Was Char gifted abilities by a god?
It continues to go. Front to back, yes.
Were my powers also gifted to me by a god?
At this point, it just starts to spin.
I guess it's done. I guess it's done for the day.
Ugh. Damn magic items.
And then I'm gonna thank it. I'm gonna look at the sky. Is there a moon in the sky? And what kind of moon do we have?
There is currently a moon in the sky. It is almost full.
Okay. And we are not Are we near any water? Like, is there a river? Is there a, like, pond, lake, any kind of water?
Not here, no.
Never mind.
Okay. Char, what were you doing while she was...
Trying to not actively listen or watch the ritual. Just like try to stay away out of respect.
Okay. So, you both finished what you're doing. Did you have any food with you? Did either of you have any food with you?
I didn't grab anything.
I think whatever I had in my bag, and I think I did have rations. I had 10 rations.
Okay. What would your rations be made of?
Probably like some kind of like graham cracker type deal. Just as simple and like
And
compact
more
as possible.
llama spread.
All right, perfect. You guys eat some graham crackers, maybe share a couple with your horse.
Sorry, buddy.
And then you get ready to bed down for the night. Who is watching first?
Not watching.
All right, I will take first watch.
Alarm.
Oh, alarm. Yes. So that's true. She has alarm up.
Oh,
so
okay.
are you
So-
still taking watches or just...
If she says that she's got it, I'll trust her.
I mean,
With alarm, I mean. Like,
yeah, alarm is
yeah.
up.
The two of you bed down for the night. We are going to rely on the alarm spell and see where that
we
gets us.
were until you said that. Hi, guys. This is Arthur Polino. Thank you so much for listening in to episode 3. I'm sure you're wondering what's next. Don't worry. We'll be back next week. Now, you can go listen to us on any major streaming platform. Just go ahead and search Slay the Stars. Don't worry. We'll pop up. And don't forget to go to www.slaythestars.com if you want more information. Quick access to our podcast, socials, Patreon, any of your Slay the Stars needs. Oh, we have some reviews in. All right, let's see. One says, they are an absolute delight. Oh, well, thank you so much. And let's see. Ooh, the other. How are these Chaos Goblins able to get anything done? Hey, who was that last review from? Which one of our mothers? Dreams led us to the stars, and we hope you're able to join us. Per somnia ad astra. Stay tuned. Intro music by Isaac Vyers. Character designs by Cam Gonzalez. Photos by Rachel Bianchi. Special thanks to Kaylin Williamson. Produced by Leah Hemrick. Graphics designer Jen Kearney. And audio engineer Arthur Polino.